And welcome everybody here in Twitch chat and everybody on YouTube who's watching this video later on. For a donation deck here during our Rank Up Sunday stream, we have Selesnya Midrange. So this is a deck that the person that donated for it said that they've been trying out, in the practice rooms a lot and stuff like that, but they haven't played it too competitively yet, and wanted to get my take on it and wanted me to try it out and everything. And just looking at it first, it does look pretty solid. It looks pretty good. We're going to be an aggressive Selesnya deck that has a nice curve here. I like all these, the 2 drops, and basically just how this looks. We have a good amount of 1s, and then, how it drops down. We have a good curve. We got some really powerful planeswalkers on the top end with Vivian and Nissa. And we have some just solid creatures in here. I'm excited to try out Barkhide Troll. Card that I haven't played too much, but it can it already starts with the counter on it. You remove your counter to gain hexproof, but if you can add more counters to it with like Vivian Arcbow Ranger, it can kind of just be hexproof all the time. We also have the Vine Mares that are hexproof, so we have a little bit of a hexproof sub theme here, also kind of with the God's Willing goes with that as well. Vine Mare is okay. It's a card that I always think it's going to be better than what it is, and because it just gets blocked pretty easily. But it does, Vine Mare is a card that Vivian Arcbow Ranger can really make better. If we're making our Vine Mare bigger and giving it trample, it can make Vine Mare a very scary horse there. So definitely like pairing Vine Mare with Arcbow Ranger. But yeah, so our deck's not too fancy. We're just going to be trying to curve out and be aggressive, attack. We got these Nissas at the top end that can make a whole bunch of creatures and everything. So yeah, let's give this one a try. I don't think the 2 planes is, I think that's fine. We have, we got 22. Is that right? Yeah, 22 green sources, which should be enough for Steel Leaf Champion, especially when you consider Llanowar Elf and Paradise Druid also. I think we're going to be just fine there. So, yeah, let's give this a try. Selesnya Midrange. So what we always do with our donation decks, we take them on over to our traditional constructed queue. Play a league here. We'll play until we win 5 or lose 2, whichever happens first. I think this deck needs Shalai. That's one thing that I'm a little worried about. Maybe not Shalai in particular, but just like a mana sink for the later game, some kind of card advantage mana sink. Yeah, there's no green-white Skrizzle land. Yeah, we could do a poll for how many wins you think that we will get here with our Selesnya deck. All right, so you can type 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. How many wins will we get with our Selesnya deck here? So we got 5 of our 24 lands in our opening hand. Which is not ideal. This is a good turn 2, turn 3. Turn 3 Steel Leaf Champion on the play. This is a good curve. I certainly wish we had 4 lands and just, I really wish any of these lands was any spell, of course. This would definitely be a keep then. I think it's still probably a keep. Because, yeah, we get more Guardians. Yep. I'm still going to keep that. Yeah, it's a narrow keep. All right, so it looks like 3 is the most popular number there. And then 2, then 4, then 5, and 0 and 1. Basically have nobody voting for those. Yep, just draw an Arcbow Ranger. Oh, man. We just draw Arcbow Ranger. Our hand is very nice. 21, winning. We'll see if our opponent can come back and win from this huge deficit of 1 life that they have. It'll be tough. Got that extra life. You never know. Could be a pitcher's duel. Just win 1-0. Just taking that homer in the top of the first to take it all the way. Yeah, that's true. 1 life is 5% more winning. Ooh, 3/3 Legion Lieutenant. Fancy. I just imagine like my opponent trying to decide like all the cards in their deck, trying to decide if they want their lieutenant to be a 2/2 or if they want it to be a little bigger with a 3/3 by just like holding a forum, right? Like they have to like get this huge forum with all these guild mages to come on over, and they all have to decide whether or not to give if the Legion Lieutenant is worthy of a counter or not. All right, more elf crabs. Elf crab warriors. 21-9. That's a huge life disparity. Wanderer. That card's great. No, the champion. Yeah, get rid of that thing.
Time to meet your breaker.
I don't know why you would exile a generic 4/4 over the 5/4 that can't be blocked by small creatures, but I'm happy. I'll take it. It's a cool looking Wanderer though. I haven't seen the stained glass one in play. Like that staircase like looks really cool. That looks really cool. Is this a stained glass one or is this just a normal one? I guess I don't even know. That's gotta be the stained glass one, right?
I will protect the virtue of this world.
It is stained glass? Okay.
Behold, nature's true power.
Pray we never meet again.
Yeah, because I hadn't seen one that looks like that. This may be my favorite stained glass one. This stained glass one's really cool. Whoa. Dude, look at that huge flavor text. Davriel stood back to back with the mysterious stranger as Eternals closed in from all sides. Nice hat, he remarked, trying to sound as unflappable as she looked. The Wanderer sliced through three of the approaching undead with an effortless sweep of her broadsword. Sword? That's probably not how you pronounce that. Broadsword. Nice mask, she replied, with more than a hint of sarcasm. It's an excerpt from the novel. Sword. That's how the word should be pronounced. Ball kind of man. I just realized that Nissa only targets lands that you control, which is lame. I was going to put counters on one of their lands. Why can't you put 3 counters on a land your opponents control? Dude, how sweet would that be? You just play like, you know, like a rock deck, like a green-black deck, and your goal with Nissa is to put counters like on their lands, and then you cast down them or whatever. You're just playing like Kaya's Wrath and Nissa, and you just you just keep on ticking up on their land and then destroying it. That'd be awesome. Should target any land. Alright, we're playing against some Vamps and stuff. Looks like white-black multicolor, I guess. They could have Mortify for binding. I'm thinking... I'm not sure exactly what I want to do. Basically everything on our sideboard, you can find reasons to say we should be playing that card. I'll get a Tristani and a binding. I think I don't really want these Knight of Autumns. Maybe a Lil Viv. What, we got 23 creatures in here? That Seraph of the Scales kind of makes me want binding. Yeah, I'm not going to cut Land War Elf ever. Land War Elf should not be cut in any matchup ever. Yeah, we don't want to cut Land War Elf. It's too strong of a card. Just the starts that you get with Land War Elf is too good. Paradise Druid can be cut. Like I'd rather cut Paradise Druid than Land War Elf. Paradise Druid could come out because it costs 2 mana, not 1. All right, we'll keep this and maybe we just get one of our Elf Crab Warriors back down here because we can just get it back. That does require them not killing this Elf Crab Warrior. Yeah, Land War Elf is the kind of card that can allow you to speed past your opponent, like when you're on the draw, and steal games when you're on the draw. Yeah, Veil of Summer. Yeah, that's tough. Like Veil of Summer or God's Willing, because Veil of Summer could stop some removal spells and draw us a card, like where God's Willing isn't drawing us the card. But from last game we saw, the Wanderer. The Wanderer isn't black for Veil of Summer. I guess playing Barkhide Troll without having the 1 mana up isn't ideal. So we got the backup Growth Chamber Guardian, so we'll play one of those. It's just not a very good block. Like, if I hold back Growth Chamber Guardian, they can attack with Pontiff. I block. They sacrifice their Celebrant. Dawn of Hope. Yeah, thanks, Matthew. Yeah, the crab people got us the first game. We'll see if the crab people can win us the second game as well. Blast zone. That's not good for me. That can clear up a bunch of crab people. And nope, not really playing around Legion's End. Tristani. No. No. Poor opponent. That was the worst possible block they could make. It wasn't the worst possible. If they would have had the 2-2 block a 3-3, then that would have been the worst possible. But that was like certainly a valuable card for them to keep. All right, looking good for us here. Attack. Just gonna have both Growth Chamber Guardian activations up here, so like they're all three of them are 5/5s. Vivian? Oh, already play land. Sure. Not the best Bond of Flourishing. I could have Growth Chamber Guardian first, just activated one of these Growth Chamber Guardians to go grab it out of the deck just to take one. You know, we had 47 cards just to turn it from 47 to 46 cards before Bond of Flourishing. I don't know if that would have really mattered. Sorin.
Let me remind you to fear those born of darkness.
Sorin. It's like describing what when you get like a Flyers, like a bird deck that we splash for Sorin, so we can say that our birds are Sorin. I don't know. I'll work on that. I could use a little work there. Yeah, we have a Sorin birds deck. Land of War Elves. Busted. Growth Chamber Guardian with Cavalier of Gales. Okay. I like that. Cavalier of Gales, put some Growth Chamber Guardians back. Then you get some counters. Go grab them again. That's the classic, you know, Caw Blade. You go use Squadron Hawk to put a bunch of Squadron Hawks in your hand. And then... and then use Jace the Mind Sculptor to put them back on top of your library and a fetch land to shuffle them away. I don't think we can really beat a wolf. I think we got some... We got a couple of Shifting Ceratops, a couple of Veil of Summer on the sideboard here. We got a couple of things. Alright, at least it's not a wolf. Not sure why Spectral Sailor was not attacking there. Crab people. See, I was activating there so I could grab another one and then play the other one also. Attack. Attack of the crab people. Not exactly sure why they let me attack first. Man, Growth Chamber Guardian has just been insane for us. It's been so good. Opponent doesn't want us horsing around, I guess. So if they have any spell they get to play, they get to eat Growth Chamber Guardian. Good news, didn't have a spell. Hooray! Crab people. There weren't any wolves to eat up the crabs. Thank you. Thankfully, I meant. That was the word I meant to say, was thankfully. Binding does seem kind of good. All right, so this is 73. So we're going to cut God's Willing. Once our stuff's in play, they don't deal with it too much. We're going to cut Lebrontodon. We're going to cut Knight of Autumn. It's 27 creatures right now. No, Barkhide Troll. I guess 4-3 matches up better than 3-3 does. I want one of these Arcbow Rangers out. The Bond of Flourishing's out. I guess Bond does find Ceratops. With bringing in these Champion of the Wilds, I want to keep my creature count kind of high. So yeah, we'll have 24 creatures. All right, let's give this a try. Yeah, white's basically for removal. Yeah, for the most part. We got Knight of Autumn, which is like an artifact and enchantment removal, and God's Willing. I guess that's the other thing white. I guess that's the main thing white's for in the main deck is God's Willing. Yay! That harpooner better not catch you sailing. Catching you sailing. That's a feels bad. What's like the police of the sea? What are they? Because like that's like what these harpooners are. Like if they see you sailing out here, I don't know. The Coast Guard. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Coast Guard harpooners. Over here. So play Standard and Papal in a pretty wide metagame. There's a couple Scapeshift players, mono red, still existing, and Jund / Gruul Dino. Quite a few Feather. Play a card or deck like Scapeshift. What would you recommend to be competitive against a deck like Bant Scapeshift and still perform alright in a metagame like that? probably like maybe like a Grixis control. Except for like the mono red part. Mono red's tough. But Grixis can have some pretty good game against the rest of those decks. Yeah, mono red would be the tough part. Jund Dinos, you can have like Legion's End is a really good card against Jund Dinos. For example, then you can play like I don't know, Noxious Grasps, and Ritual Sit's a good card against them for the most part too. But yeah, mono red's tough. Grixis definitely struggles against mono red. Ooh. The elf crab is in there. Like, if those are the only cards in their hand and that's their plan, is just to play these tricksters, why don't they just, going into combat, instead of just taking 4 damage, why don't they just trickster and just tap the Knight of Autumn? That's a pretty good card.
I've survived an apocalypse. I will survive you. I'd get out of the way if I were you.
Just gonna make this Llanowar be able to trade with the tricksters. Mono black control. Jund Dinos is gonna be harder for the mono black deck than for Grixis, I think. I don't know, I could be wrong there. I guess Cast Down is just awesome against Jund Dinos. That's like a card that you can be playing a lot of Cast Downs. Yeah, I guess that's the card you really want. Yeah, that could maybe work. Yeah, Bant Ramp with a bunch of Deputy Detentions. That's not a bad idea either. All right, 2-0. Pretty good showing against the Simic deck there, the Simic Flash deck. They didn't have the Wolf, the Ambusher. It's a lot easier to play against the Flash deck when you're not getting ambushed. So pretty good showing there. Yeah, some people were talking about some decks for the Treasure Challenge earlier. Yeah, so if anybody has a deck list that they were doing really well with in that event and they want to send it to Shekel there. Yeah, Growth Chamber Guardian has definitely been the best card in our deck by a long ways. Just every single game is just Growth Chamber Guardian winning it for us. I don't like this though. Yep. I'm scared of this. Don't think we're beating Feather with this kind of hand. I mean, 6 lands. Not looking good for us. Is everything legal in that format? That treasure event format? Is everything legal? Like, is Nexus of Fate legal? Nexus is banned? Oh, okay. Okay. So I was like, wow, Nexus would be incredibly good with having access to all that mana. Fortunately, God's Willing only targets creatures you control. It would be kind of cool to like target their creature and to make them fizzle the Defiant Strike. That would be really cool. But you can't. You can only target creatures you control. Because Tithe Taker is just a really strong card. It's just really good at slowing down opponents. And it's good at making games go longer. It's just a pretty strong card. All right, Code Junk, take care.
Witness the ties that bind us all. Harness the elements.
Mono green Finale of Destruction. Okay, yeah, you do get lots and lots of mana. Definitely feels like you want a deck that can take advantage of having a whole lot of mana. But yeah, mono green Tron makes a lot of sense. You know, like that's a really good way to be playing Karn, especially if you want Karn in that format. So mono green Tron does make a lot of sense for that event. Mayhem Devil, that's a good one, yeah, because yep, every treasure token you sacrifice, you know, you do sacrifice treasure tokens when you use them. So yeah, Mayhem Devil works pretty well there. I think the event will end on Wednesday. Would be my prediction there. I think it's the same, like, that's whenever the previous one ended. So I know this just trades for the Defiant Strike, but I can't just sit here and take damage with the Feather out here. Me, I plan on sleeping.
The land fights for us.
I mean, if Feather just chose one card each turn, I probably wouldn't see any play. They have to make a card like Feather like ridiculously powerful in order for it to see any play. And they could have certainly made it weaker, and then it wouldn't see play. Should have done that on upkeep. Okay, so I guess we're going Baffling End, Binding, Vivian, because the Reach, Harpooners, and they, of course, could have enchantment removal. Unless I don't actually play that thing. It's going to be tough. I'm not really sure how the Barkhide Troll really matches up here. I'm going to trim a couple of them. Reckless Rage is certainly a card that I don't want to be seeing. And Reckless Rage is very good against Steel Leaf Champion and Growth Chamber Guardian also. So it's certainly the reason to keep God's Willings in here. Oh yeah, Carl Harpooner definitely has its problems. Huh.
Together, we will prevail. Rise, my elemental friend.
No, we don't have any finales in here. Probably should have just bindinged. Really wanted to binding. Should have just done that. I don't know. I guess, yeah, they don't get to double Reckless Rage, though. Never mind. Yes, they do. Alright, we're fine. We're fine. Never mind. Everything's just fine. Because that still adds 2. We still get to cast Vivian and attack and everything.
With the arc bow at my side, I can't lose a fight.
The land shall conquer you.
We're gonna tear you apart.
Hooray. Alright, game 3. We didn't have to show them Ixalan's binding or anything. Game 3. I wasn't risking the white source because I had God's Willing. So that's why I ticked it up there, because of the God's Willing. Come on, land. Always with me. If I'm casting Baffling on next turn, I'm not going to be able to have God's Willing available as well. Nah, it's still no blocks. Just 2 life. So definitely considering just blocking and casting God's Willing to get the Scry one in there. Hooray. Sunder Shaman. Can't be blocked by more than one creature. Closer, Tony Danza. Yeah, I didn't want to really shock in again, so we'll just go Steel Leaf with God's Willing. Instead of Vine Mare with God's Willing. At 16. So basically, we're spending 5 mana and being able to hold up God's Willing instead of spending 4 mana by playing the Vine Mare. Must have seen her.
Through this land, we are all connected. Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Yeah, Vivian's definitely the card that we want to be drawing. Or something that would get rid of a feather if there's another feather. I guess I'm not really using that scry. Oh, didn't let me activate Growth Chamber Guardian. Oh yeah, that mana went away. Oh well. Alright, well let's just do the obvious thing.
Rise, my elemental friend.
Yes, all the wreckage would wreck me. Alright. More crab people. Just all about the lands and the crabs. We're getting there. I was not expecting to beat Feather. I was not expecting to beat Feather. They had a lot of lands there that game 3. They only had that one spell. Yeah, they had lots of lands and one spell. I was not expecting to win that match, but we did. All right, we're 3-0. Rocking some Selesnya Midrange today. We saw those games, how good Land War Elf was. Like, those games against Feather, we would have had no way to win if we didn't have Land War Elf in our deck. Like, Land War Elf won us those games. That's what I'm saying. You just really shouldn't sideboard out Land War Elf ever. If you could pick one deck, which one would you play for like the qualifiers? Yeah. Honestly, I don't know exactly right now. I'll have one deck that really stands out for me right now. I need to work on that because I guess there's the next arena qualifier event is later on this month in like a couple of weeks. So I'll have to work on that. But I'm kind of thinking like maybe Grixis Control or like Teamer Elementals, some kind of Elemental ramp deck. Maybe that Teamer Extinction from later that we'll play later. Dracuseth. That card's mean.
I love everything from deer to dinosaurs.
Unfortunately, we don't have...
Stomping
We don't have like a Loaming Shaman in our sideboard, which makes sense. I'm not saying that we should, but that would be cool if we had like a Loaming Shaman to go grab and shuffle this, or put that Dracuseth down to the bottom of the library.
We're fit enough to survive.
Do I just have the Planeswalker voices just too loud just in general? I know the Ashiok voice was really loud, but a lot of the other Planeswalker voices aren't too loud. But do y'all think that I should turn down Planeswalker voices in general? I could turn this voice down. What do y'all think? No, the voices are good? Fine here. Okay. Yeah, you want to hear what they say? So they're fine? Okay. Cool. All right. Just asking. Let's see. Oh, right. They are reanimating stuff. So reanimate stuff, we probably need to be fast. It's a good thing we had that Arcbow Ranger. So let's go Ceratops. I don't know, Veil of Summer. They're going to be like Ritual of Soot-ing. I don't know if Binding is going to really work for us. Like, Binding gets rid of the Dracuseth, I suppose. After it already attacks and, like, kills us. But then we're already dead. Binding for Dracuseth doesn't stop them because they still can bring back other Dracuseths from the graveyard. They just can't cast a Dracuseth, but their deck doesn't cast Dracuseth, so it doesn't. All it is just an exile removal spell. The other clause doesn't matter. Yeah, Vivian is good against. Vivian Champion of the Wild's in the sideboard. Basically, like every Planeswalker in sideboards. Like, Planeswalkers are good against control decks. Because they usually give you card advantage, and Vivian Champion of the Wilds is no different. Like, the minus ability gets you a card and a creature, and you can play your creatures at instant speed, but getting card advantage over time from the activated abilities. So yeah, Planeswalkers are good against control decks, and just kind of in general, Planeswalkers are good in games 2 and 3, because usually games 2 and 3, both decks have more interaction for each other, as a generalization there. And so the more interaction means the longer the game goes, and the longer the game goes, the better cards that can acquire some kind of resource over time. which is what planeswalkers do. Discarded ritual
Close your
set.
eyes and listen to the sounds of the wild. With my aim and their claws, you're done.
Probably have another one. Yep.
I'd get out of the way if I were you.
If they have a third, we can be in trouble. I guess just playing that, though, means everything dies to Dracuseth. So I just shouldn't have played that Growth Chamber Guardian.
I've seen too many species die already.
Yeah, definitely should not have played that Growth Chamber Guardian. That was a quick keep on top. It's not good. Looks like they have an... See if they have another Bond Revival or not. Don't think we're winning this. Yeah, Dracuseth does sound pretty good and limited. Oh wait, oh, you said you've won more often than you've lost? 2 Dracuseth Unlimited? That's interesting. So I can't really just sit here and let them loot a bunch with this Tombbound Lich, so we just have to trade. Never mind.
You would make an
So I don't
excellent
think I have
informant for my
anything.
study.
They should just minus and put their Bond Revival back. So this should be
I
game.
have learned much from my ancestors.
Okay, yep. So if I would not have played the Growth Chamber Guardian, we saw that it would have gotten Thought Erasured away. Anyway. Ritual of Soot is mean. Sparkride Trolls just don't seem like they're going to actually win. But neither do any of these cards. The hardest deck to navigate on Arena. It's tough to say. I would probably choose an Arclight Phoenix deck. The more really cheap spells you have like that, where sequencing can make a huge difference of like which ones you're playing over other ones, and it's like that's kind of tough. Whenever, you know, decks like, you know, like Esper, where you know, play your Thought Erasure on turn 2 and your Teferi on turn 3 and your Kaya's Wrath on turn 4. You know, like that's
and I'm coming for
a little easier to be
next.
doing when you have a bunch of interchangeable
Stomping
spells of like,
time.
are you supposed to chart a course or opt and shock, or are you supposed to, I don't know, do the red one, whatever that one's called, or discovery, or all that kind of stuff. It can make life a little difficult. Escape shift is pretty easy. You just play your ramp spells as they come. But I think that those kind of decks, mono blue can kind of be tough at times. But basically decks with a ton of cheap interchangeable spells of like knowing how to sequence them. I think that's kind of the tougher things to do in standard. Looking at the sideboard, I don't think I have anything really to minus and grab.
My, how you've grown.
I didn't mean to attack with the Llanowar Elf. It was just kind of acting slow. I was going to leave the Llanowar Elf back to have the extra mana for the Barkhide Troll there, honestly. But we'll see if they have Ritual of Soot here. All right, no Ritual of Soot. We saw the power of Vivian Arcbow Ranger in those games, and of course Llanowar Elf was just incredible, like always. Green's really going to miss Llanowar Elf, that's for sure. Oh, we are 4-0. That means this is our final boss. We need to get this final boss playlist going. Final boss time. Final boss is always pretty tough. See what I mean? Pretty tough. So I'm going to keep these. I'm keeping these 3 green cards, and I'm keeping the 2 lands. So it's either God's Willing or Nissa. We'll go Nissa. I would be incredibly surprised if Llanowar Elf was reprinted in Thorn of Eldraine. It would make a lot more sense to put Llanowar Elf in the core set than on a Fairy Tale world that just has, like, does Llanowar have anything to do with the Fairy Tale world? Like, probably not. I don't expect. I think it's like an under 5% chance. Can't cast that. Don't have triple green. No, I don't think a functional reprint either. Yeah, I think a Boreal Grazer is going to be like the new elf for a while. Like maybe it comes back next core set or so, but I think we're going to have at least a few months, like at least until the next core set of time without Llanowar Elf in standard. Which is very good for control decks and, Kaya's Wrath decks. It definitely makes creatures slower not having Llanowar Elf. So having turn 4 Wrath and not 1 mana creatures. Be interesting to see. I don't think green's going to be unplayable. Like, you still have Nissa, Risen Reef. You have some ridiculously good cards in green. This one's looking really good for us. But the slower the standard format, the better for cards like Mass Manipulation, Command the Dread Horde. You know, those are cards that aren't rotating, that if standard is a lot slower, you may see like those over the top spells are probably just going to like they're probably going to be really strong. Looks like I don't think Field of the Dead will play much of a part after rotation. Could be wrong about that, but not expecting it to. Field of the Dead loses a whole lot. Kind of everything that's in the deck right now. So red. What else were we taking out against the red deck? Like, I honestly don't know. Everything here looks pretty good. Did just raise the curve up a bunch by bringing in Bindings and Tristanis. Nissa's usually really good against red, even though like they can burn down lands, but you just get a whole bunch of lands. Maybe we take out one Nissa and one Vivian. Because like these cards, like Vivian's good when you have the creatures, but you gotta have the creatures. I can see just playing one Tristani. I gotta cut something before the time runs out, so I just cut a troll. Gain 1 life. Back up to 20. Tie game again. Hey, Drawkel with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much. Thanks for that support. I really appreciate that. Game 1 life's better than Scry. Scry would have been a lot better. I would not have had to draw this Barkite Troll. Could have drawn something. Could have found a land. Bleh. All right, we found the land. Gutter Snippers. Gutter Snippers can be a lot of damage. Well, at least they didn't attack. That's good. So just saved 3 life that we shouldn't have here. And Angry Ben getting that resub in here. Thanks so much there. I haven't done the event yet, no. I'm planning on doing that at some point in life, but I haven't yet. Thanks for that resub there. The trolls are holding down the fort. Our opponent is too scared to attack through them. Yeah, we can gain 3 life with the Bond of Flourishing. I just have 1 card left in hand. Land's not bad, but keeping the land, there's chance there's just more lands also after it and everything. Like, I don't mind having 1 land, but we don't really need more than that. Literally just attacked into a protection from red creature. Thank you. Oops. That's a good oops there. Good quality oops from the opponent. Well placed oops. Ow. Arcbow Ranger is really nice. Can we do it? All right, gonna run through some lava. Down to 7. No. Why? Everybody in chat is saying that my opponent should be attacking with chain whirlers, and now my opponent's attacking with chain whirlers. I'm blaming chat for this. I liked it before whenever the chain whirlers weren't attacking. Oh, not saying that my opponent is in chat. I'm just saying that that's what usually happens whenever chat is like, oh well, opponent's gonna have X card, like whatever card that
Close your eyes
that
and
beats you
listen
really
to the
bad.
sounds of the wild.
Then suddenly opponent draws that card. I mean, I could just kill the... No, I should do this.
Stomping time.
Next turn I'll be minusing to kill Gutter Snipe. Oh, darn. That is a really good card to draw. Wow, it's a really good card to draw. have in my sideboard? I had Tristani in the sideboard. Okay, I like keeping Tristani. I like keeping one Tristani in the sideboard for the Arcbow Ranger. Gutter Snipe's a problem. No, Baffling End's in the main deck here. Or it's, yeah, I sideboard in Baffling End, as you can tell. Both, yeah, I like Lord of the Rings. Wow, no lands over there? I guess maybe I should have done this last turn. In case of another light up the stage, that thing's out of here. Darn. Hey Gob, thanks so much for that sub there. So do I want a Nissa? I'm binding this thing. I mean, we're at 16. Yeah, binding will cut down on some damage. You're at 16 though.
I will aid you. Behold, nature's true power.
Like I think we can take an extra 2 damage from this thing and just get this clock going, right? Like Nissa kind of ends the game for us. Like we need to end the game. So yeah, because we do need to kill our opponent. The land's not necessarily dying. We do have God's Willing for it. Steel Leaf's cool. Hey, Royal Flush.
The land fights for us.
Alright, now we're getting rid of the Gutter Snipe. No extra damage. No, I don't play Modern anymore. And good thing we got rid of that Gutter Snipe. Would have been dead. there's lethal. Good close game there. But we're gonna get there. Wow. Picking up a 5-0 with Selesnya Midrange. Looks like our luck has definitely turned from yesterday. Or yesterday we were losing, you know, like lots of matches and everything. Today, not so much. Today we've been winning. All right, 5-0 here. I'd have to say we did draw pretty well in the games. I mean, that's kind of like how you win. You do draw well. But yeah, our deck felt just fine. So Growth Chamber Guardian was amazing. And then Vivian and Nissa were also amazing too. Like those were our best cards. Like besides Llanowar Elf. You know, like Llanowar Elf, Growth Chamber Guardian, Vivian, Nissa. Those cards were awesome. And we were doing a good job drawing those and having those cards take over and everything. So Vinemare, you know, didn't do anything with Vinemare. It didn't really seem like we needed Vinemare, or that was a card that I wanted to be drawing. Like the couple of times that I did draw Vinemare, it was like the last thing that I played whenever we didn't have anything else to play, kind of thing. So wasn't super impressed with Vinemare. Wasn't like really that impressed with like Brontodon and Knight of Autumn, like that extra artifact and enchantment destruction, but that was also kind of the matchups that we played against. But those weren't super necessary. So I don't know if like those could be other 3 or 4 mana cards, ones that are more powerful, maybe. But Vinemare is good against Vamps and Scapeshift. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Yeah, not letting the zombies block the Vinemare is pretty nice. Yeah, I do like that. But there we go. So pretty good little deck here. Let's see. Anything to change with it? I think. All right, we'll get back to our normal playlist here. Like I said, I think those would be cards to maybe think about. Barkhide Troll was okay, but wasn't spectacular, but was okay. I kind of liked the Bond of Flourishing, because Bond of Flourishing helped get us to like Vivian and Nissa more. Sideboard, I don't know if like 3 Kraul Harpooners are really that great in this metagame, but they were good for us. Like we did play against a, you know, mono blue, and Harpooner was really good there. But overall, I'm a little skeptical there of Harpooner. But I liked Binding, like Ceratops, like Little Vivian, Baffling End, Veil of Summer, like all of those. But yeah, Brontodon could probably go. I don't know exactly for what though. Like I don't think this would want to be a Nullhide Ferox deck. Like I wonder if like maybe going towards like I don't know, like Oketra. Like with all these cheap creatures, maybe like God Eternal Oketra. But yeah, as you're talking about, like maybe like Angel stuff, like Resplendent, Shalai, Lyra, like those are fine. But Carnage Tyrant's a little expensive. Yeah, Carnage Tyrant's a little expensive. Yeah, I don't know. I think I like the low curve that we have here. I don't know if I really want to like take those things out and start maybe we shouldn't be putting in like 5 and 6 mana cards. Like I would kind of want to replace Brontodon and Knight of Autumn maybe with other 3-drops. I like Knight of Autumn, but maybe Brontodon, but I don't know what 3-drop really to play though. But yeah, those were the weaker cards in our deck: Vinemare, Brontodon, Knight of Autumn. But I don't know, something to think about. All right, so if you're watching this video later on YouTube, though, hope you liked the Selesnya Midrange deck, yeah, hope you liked the Selesnya Midrange deck, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe buttons over there. But that's it here for Selesnya Midrange, and I will see you for the next video. Yeah, the hexproof from Vimera is pretty nice. It is pretty nice.